When you see the X-Acto knife in the beginning of the video, you know it could mean only one thing. That's right, we got more parts for the Integra. AUTOONE was kind enough to reach out to me and send me out their 9005 LED bulbs specifically made for my DC2 Acura Integra. I'm excited. These are for the high beams. They are plug and play. Let's unbox and check these out. Let's get right into it. And you can see we got a new table. Well, we got a table to work on, although it's not finished. Don't judge me. I know. It's not the prettiest, but it does the job. And it's super helpful when you're recording videos where you have to open stuff, but also for the purpose of me working in here. So let's open these right up and let's take a look. Now, I've never had AUTOONE LEDs, so I'm excited. They have good reviews, and right off the rip, we got gloves. It's because you shouldn't be touching these bulbs with your bare fingers, okay? Put on a set of gloves. I already am wearing gloves, so I'm not as concerned, but if you're not, please wear a set of gloves. It, will save your bulb. Set of zip ties, and I see an Allen key in there, and it looks like, I'm assuming these are sticky pads, but let's get right into the bulbs themselves, which, oh boy, these, well, first of all, they're heavy, okay, so it's good, they're metal construction. Okay, so the first thing, obviously, we're gonna test is how bright they are. There's a couple different things that you have to consider when buying LEDs. Number one is always gonna be brightness. Obviously, everyone is considering buying LEDs because they are brighter than halogens, okay? But with brightness, you have to also test the light pattern. Light pattern is just as important because you can have the brightest LEDs, but if they don't spread the light across the road optimally and cut perfectly, when I say cut, I mean they're not, pointing at the moon or pointing directly at the oncoming traffic's eyes, that's when you know you have a good LED. They're shining up the road, okay? They're shining up the surrounding areas. That's when you know you have a good set of LEDs, okay? So light with the brightness, and then the pattern, super important. The next thing, quality of construction. Look at this. Okay, so these bulbs, first of all metal, okay? The construction, all metal. They have a rubber O-ring, which seals them. That's important. Okay, and it feels like a thick rubber. It's not easily dented or damaged. Okay, it has a proper fan. They're not fanless. They're gonna soak up some heat. Okay, because LEDs do get hot. But with this fan, it's gonna disperse all the heat and expel it out of the bulb. Okay, that's important. These wires, super thick. You need quality wires, quality cables. There's a lot of power going to these. Obviously, it's significantly less used than halogen, but still considerable amount of power, and they come with the anti-flicker. LEDs, without this, will always flicker. It's so frustrating when I see cars driving down the road and their lights, because they don't have this anti-flicker, it is just constantly, they bother your eyes, okay? So it's great that these AUTOONE bulbs, they come with this, okay? That's super important. Color. Super important, okay? Halogens generally run from 3,000 to 4,000 K. Now, LEDs are often 5,000 to 6,000, which is far better for nighttime driving, okay? That color spectrum is significantly better for nighttime driving because it's pure white. So let's test all of these things out, and we can do a side-by-side comparison of the halogens to these AUTOONE LEDs. And just for comparison, here is a stock Sylvania 9005 halogen bulb. When you look at it, first of all, as a comparison, in fact, when you mount these side by side, the LEDs are actually slightly shorter, which is not common. So shout out to AUTOONE for doing that, because sometimes you buy these LED bulbs and they're just so long that they don't fit. The back end is a little bit bigger, but that's okay, because these bulbs are, they twist in, so they provide the weather seal right here, and you just plug them right into your stock harness. So with that, let's get right into the installation. I want to see these things running just as much as you guys do. what we'll do is we'll actually turn off the lights in the garage and we'll do a side-by-side comparison. Okay, so on many cars, it's actually pretty much the same process, but essentially if you have a dust boot, pull that off. In the case of the Integra, it's actually really simple. You don't have one. You really just need to push down on the tab, on the harness tab, and release this wire. Okay, there we go. So we got the clip off, and all you need to do is rotate this counterclockwise, and you pull out the bulb. And that's how you remove the old one. Okay, next step, grab your new bulbs. Man, I can't get over how good these look. I actually really like the finish. All right, so you get these new bulbs, you orient them in such a way that they can just spin right in clockwise. They will only go in one way. These 3 notches on the bulbs, all different sizes. So they only go in one way. So make sure you line it up correctly, and you'll know when they're lined up just like that. And then you spin them in. That's it, they're done. And then last step, you take your stock harness and you plug it in to these new bulbs. And you're all done. Now, you can zip tie these away. For the purposes of video, I'm not going to, but all you need to do is literally, the bulbs come with zip ties. Use them. You don't want these moving around. I put the stock one on the left side just so I can compare it to the right side. That side has the new AUTOONE LEDs. This side is stock. So let's turn on these lights and let's do a side-by-side comparison. The lights off. We can do a side-by-side comparison of these bulbs. Let's check it out. Okay, so on the left, you've got the stock Sylvania bulbs, and on the right, you've got these AUTOONE LEDs. There's no other lights on in this room. There's no other lights on the car. It's just purely the high beams. The left, it's not bright. Look at the right side. Look at how much brighter it is. You can see it even on camera. Now, mind you, I'm using an iPhone to record this, so it's not going to be the best. But, I mean, it speaks for itself. When it comes to brightness, the AUTOONE has you covered. Look at it. It's incredibly bright, okay? The next thing I want to speak about, which is even more important than brightness in my opinion, is the cutoff, okay? Like you can see the halogens cut right about there. The LEDs, they're pretty much cut almost at the same level. The next thing I want to speak about is the color. So on the left, you've got the halogen, which is super yellow, okay? That's a 3000K, maybe 3500K. And on the right, you've got a pure white LED. You need something that's pure white. The AUTOONE LED, if you can see it on camera, is pure white, okay? That is super important. That is, like I said, the best color for nighttime driving. And they don't flicker. So oftentimes with LEDs, on cameras especially, you see that, okay? When lights are coming at you and they don't have the anti-flicker, you'll see that. These, zero flicker. It's fantastic. First impressions of these AUTOONE LEDs. Okay, I gotta say right off the rip, first of all, excellent build quality, solid build, okay? We'll find out the long-term reliability over months and years as we have them installed. But from initial perspective or initial impressions, the fact that they come with everything you need, the gloves, the packaging is great, the instructions manual, zip ties. Oh, they're great. And as you saw, they're extremely bright. These are excellent. I love these. These are great. Okay, so if you're interested, and I'm gonna say it now, if you're interested in getting yourself a set of LEDs from AUTOONE, okay, from AUTOONE, because I can attest to them, they're great. There's a link in the description, okay, and I put it down there. Make sure you open the link. Get yourself a set of LEDs for your car, whether that be exterior or interior. Get yourself a set of LEDs, okay? Interior especially, oh, it makes a night and day difference, quite literally a night and day difference. When you can read in your car, when you can see things inside your car. Halogens, just don't cut it inside. Sometimes they look nice, but LEDs, they just hit different, okay? Get a set of LEDs for inside, outside, tail lights, markers, headlights, high beams, whatever you name it. AUTOONE's got you covered. All right, with that, I'm not going to continue babbling. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys. Did I just hold up 4 fingers? Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys very shortly. Have a great night.